Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. People understand me so poorly that they don't even understand my complaint about them not understanding me. Once you labeled me, you negate me. Knowledge is a wealth that cannot be stolen. What if everything in the world were a misunderstanding? What if laughter were really tears? The most painful state of being is remembering the future, particularly the one you'll never have. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought, which they seldom use. The self-assured believer is a greater sinner in the eyes of God than the troubled disbeliever. It is impossible to exist without passion. Boredom is the root of all evil, the despairing refusal to be oneself. It is so hard to believe because it is so hard to obey. Many of us pursue pleasure with such breathless haste that we hurry past it. Face the facts of being what you are, for that is what changes what you are. The tyrant dies, and his rule is over. The martyr dies, and his rule begins. To dare to lose one's footing momentarily, not to dare, is to lose oneself. Why bother remembering a past that cannot be made into a present? Hope is a passion for the possible. Happiness is the greatest hiding place for despair. A no does not hide anything, but a yes very easily becomes a deception. My sorrow is my castle. On the secretly blushing cheek is reflected the glow of the heart. Take away the paradox from the thinker, and you have a professor. It is very important in life to know when your cue comes. Once you are born in this world, you're old enough to die. Leap of faith, yes, but only after reflection. It is better to get lost in the passion than to lose the passion. If you want to be loathsome to God, just run with the herd. Don't forget to love yourself. What is youth? A dream. What is love? The dream's content. To be lost in spiritlessness is the most terrible thing of all. The only intelligent tactical response to life's horror is to laugh defiantly at it. My standpoint is armed neutrality. Cultivate the will. This is the armor that preserves the mind. Whoever has learned to be anxious in the right way has learned the ultimate. You become what you understand. Life has its own hidden forces, which you can only discover by living. Faith is the highest passion in a man. Sleeping is the height of genius. People settle for a level of despair they can tolerate and call it happiness. Far from idleness being the root of all evil, it is rather the only true good. For it is not what happens to me that makes me great, but it is what I do. I would rather be a swineherd, understood by the swine, than a poet misunderstood by men. Therefore, do not deceive yourself. Of all deceivers, fear most yourself. Be that self that one is. If you don't have many friends, that means you have a lot of life experience. The highest, after all, is not to comprehend the highest, but to do it. The best response to criticism is to smile and forget. What distinguishes all love from lust is the fact that it bears an impression of eternity. I opened my eyes and saw the real world, and I began to laugh, and I haven't stopped since. Life has become a bitter drink to me, and yet it must be taken in drops, counted one by one. Faith begins precisely where thinking leaves off. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. To be human is not a fact, but a task.